just be the same draft as we had in the first rotation.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just an ego thing for these top laners. Like, I think you just have to understand that, you know, unfortunately, top lane is definitely the weakest role in this league. I mean, I think we've seen that many, many times. I think tanks are going to be the team that picks the tanks in the top lane are definitely going to be the teams with the highest win rates, in my opinion.
Exactly. Sorry, just making sure. Just letting them know they could just pick their champs so they don't even have to worry about switching. Just rush through the draft phase. But World War II Penguin making the comment that he just has a small champ pull and the curse of the champ puddle, which I mean is it's tough, but champions like Scion, Cho'Gath, Malphite, they all have a lower skill ceiling than a champion like Set. And I'm not saying like Set's obviously not difficult, but that's what I'm saying. None of these other champions are difficult. These are just it's just putting in just a little bit of time. They're not tough to figure out mechanically. They're not, micro level like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And they're forgiving, which I think is, yeah. Go ahead.
What does pool even mean? Like, does a champion in your pool mean that you're getting solo killed by Lulu and Lane? Because if that's what champion pool means, then I don't really care much about it.
And that's also a really good point because I think what it comes down to more so from what we've seen is just going to be the consistency throughout the season because like I'm saying, I think we have seen games, right, where in our last tournament where we had Mythos like absolutely slaughter somebody that we've seen destroy for the rest of the game on Dino Nuggies. The name escapes me. It's like I Love Pugs, I believe, was the player, but absolutely cracked, just destroying top laner after top laner. And then when this matchup came up, we were so worried because we're like, Mythos has been getting bullied all day. They've been winning games, but he's been getting bullied. This is going to be so tough. And then just absolutely destroys. I believe he was playing the Scion.
The
Destroys
Alawi
him.
pick.
Yeah, destroys him with the Alawi. And that's why it's like, I think for Mythos, it's more of just a consistency issue. It's just that the ceiling, the floor is there, but it's in equal directions both ways, and you don't know what you're gonna get on any given day.
We'll see what happens this game, though. We
Yeah,
have the Riven matchup versus the Kled. I can't wait to see it.
yeah, Penguin. It sounds like that's definitely a discussion you guys might have to have in a later team meeting. That can't be an option in this tournament. But like we were saying, getting back into this game and back into that, a little tangent there. Sorry, just fill in time. But this team on the side of Dino Nuggies is this is your ultimate all or nothing because as soon as they don't die from everybody hitting R, it's what now?
Yeah, I think I'd love to spend some time paying attention to this Riven up in top lane for the Nuggies. I mean, I want to see this guy put in the dirt.
I think that that's going to be a really big angle. Just that if you're able to pin down this Riven, and actually stop her from becoming relevant in this game. Whereas I've already expressed my opinion on even if she's relevant, how she would actually play into the team. But for the most part, it's still doable for the Riven, but it's definitely a lot harder than I would have liked to see.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, this Riven's got to get an insane lead, or it's going to be a hard game.
Yeah, so he even hopped into the chat and did say he heard us call him out that it would take 10 kills for 20 minutes for him to pop off, and he short man a few words just said bet in the chat. So I'm excited to see if
Waiting
he.
for it.
I'm excited to see what happens. It sounds like we should have an amazing first 10 minutes or 20 minutes of the game. We'll It'll have to be the first 10 minutes as well, because there's no way he's getting all those kills in the last 10. So I think it'll be a good time. ULS season 2 may see a slightly different Umacorns. Oh snap! That is interesting. I already have an idea of who it would be, so you're not foreshadowing on me, man. I have a dead. Goddamn. Thomas, just to confirm for me, brother, does the name rhyme with Astopia? Oh man, because there's a player that definitely needs to be in the league.
Any new top laners, I would love to see at this point, honestly.
Oh man, but I'm not giving up on our boy Mythos just yet for this season 1, and it looks like we are ready to hop into game 2 of our week 1 ULS. This will be the last game of today, and tomorrow we will be starting up at 12 again, right after C9 has an amazing 2-0 performance and look to bounce back in the best of fashion. We'll slide right off those good grooves into these games as we got Masteries being flashed by FaZe Monster. He says the Riven's legit, Sin. Stop complaining about it.
Oh man, there are some champions that low MMR players should not play. Riven is certainly one of them. You know, easy to play, but extremely hard to master. It's akin to stuff like Draven. It's akin to stuff like Lee Sin. I mean, you can perform in game, but my gosh, it's not going to look pretty.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel that Draven call out so much, Sin, because I feel confident. I feel like I could play every marksman at a, at a reasonable role. And then there's Draven. If someone asks me to play Draven, I say, are you fine with feast or famine this game? Because I'm either going to pop off or I am going to go 0-11 in the bot lane.
Exactly, that's what Riven is. I mean, she can do well in these MMR games, but you're not going to see proper animation canceling from this guy. You're not going to see, proper combos. It just doesn't exist this MMR because he would be higher MMR if he did.
Yeah, definitely a champ you can just run through the elos with. I mean, we've all experienced it in solo queue. You know when the Riven's at a higher level, a little bit of trading going on. Yokimoto will get the, it looks like the best of that, excuse me, as we will move around. I promise eventually these teams will line up in order. But yeah, you expect the Kled to get the better of that, but I would say after he's able to get his E ability, but already given FaZe Monster, might not see as much of the emote spam as maybe I spoke too soon, as he just goes in on the level 2, able to dismount the Kled. Level 1, just not enough respect on the side of Yokimoto.
Yeah, not sure why he walked up there when Riven clearly was right about to hit too.
Yeah, and some good trading going on here from Get Me Out. Does have the range advantage, and it's the early game Vlad. He's just going to hang out, farm up, heal himself up off of that Q.
The clear difference between these two junglers is a bit higher than you would expect. You'd expect to be Graves a lot farther ahead, but he didn't skip the Gromp, and Diana skipped the Krugs, obviously. I think it's a good choice in the Diana. We'll see if Diana can get up here in time and get a good gank off.
Yeah, and looking at these crab windows, the gank definitely would be what she's looking for. Early ward down in the river does spot her out. I didn't see any pings go down, so they should know she's here, but FaZe Monster is just sitting there. Should be able to get out of this one. No ulti on the Diana as a trade actually going in favor of FaZe Monster.
Wave is in just such a bad spot for the Riven now, but it looks like Kled Diana went ahead and fixed the wave position for her.
Yeah, and this does mean the early Scuttle Victor will move up, but I don't know if they want this. Riven's slower to move down. Oh, get me out, getting out some good damage. That's an early W out. Here comes Phase Monster. Does have the flash. Might look for something here. And that might just be an early pickup. The first blood going over to Iridescent Poro in the jungle. And this is exactly what you want for your Graves.
Yeah, absolutely. This Graves should be able to take over this Diana now pretty hard. I mean, you have Pry Alpha Victor. Riven is having an easier time than she should be right now. Graves should be able to walk in enemy jungle and start taking camp. It's a robbery.
Yeah, and that's might mean double scuttle as we do see a collapse going on in the bot lane. The Diana might be caught out here. Mocha Mexican might have stepped too far. No Blade Caller for the Zai, but she does flash forward. There's the Blade Caller finally as the Leona is rooted up by the taunt and will be picked up by the Galio. Bring me Thanos looking for more, but it looks like Johnny Flesh will be able to get out of that one. That is a double scuttle going over to this Graves, and this is looking a little tough. Mocha Mexican forced out.
Yeah, it's looking pretty tough for the Nuggies at the moment. I mean, your strong early champions are kind of behind right now.
Right, yeah, this Samira pick is supposed to be able to do quite a bit. You pick Samira Leonas so that as soon as you hit level 2, you're able to just go in, make something happen. That's why you have the Galio, as Leona actually does go in, stuns up, bring me Thanos in tower range, flashes, but doesn't have any ignite. Must have just forgotten the abilities. Is able to get the heal out of bring me Thanos in that little exchange though. So flash for heal. Your Leona flashes a lot of your engages. Phase Monster dismounts Yokimoto under tower.
Phase Monster could be in some trouble here.
And Diana on her Gromp might look for this gank here. No vision in the river either. Does just drop the ulti. Respectful flash from Yokimoto will get stunned up under tower. In the second cast, the ulti might just finish him off. Doesn't use it. Actually goes down. I think I must have missed it, Sin. I thought the second R activation would have been there for the easy cleanup for FaZe, but does just drop at the tail end of that.
Yeah, he threw it early. I mean, he messed up the combo. That's what I was talking about earlier, right? I mean, the Riven players this Mark can't perform the way you need them to.
Yeah, that was looking to be an easy kill, but just lets Yokimoto back into the game. Down to 8 CS now, was at quite a little bit disadvantage. He won't push up to catch this wave to crash it. Looks like he will slow push into the Riven here. So maybe a little bit of a fumble on the side of Yokimoto here and just managing that wave. But if FaZe Monster plays how he's been playing, I imagine this wave just gets insta-cleared and he won't freeze it on Yokimoto and just starve him out of CS in this top side.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think Graves should be heading up here immediately. Riven should not be pushing that wave out, but it looks like she is.
Yeah, panning over that top side. It looks like the wave is actually still pushing into the Riven. Good on FaZe Monster for recognizing this, that he shouldn't just insta-clear the wave. Has been doing it for a lot of this game, really keeping Yokimoto even closer than he should be. Now at a 20 CS deficit on this Kled. FaZe Monster going in. Graves didn't look to path top, so looking to make something happen. Does not have the ultimate, but just getting the better of these trades against Yokimoto.
Absolutely. He's really down in farm right now, and he looks pretty uncomfortable on the Kled, honestly. He's missing a lot of the skill shots. Walking up for free damage. Dragon's gonna go down. Mountain early.
Oh! Actually stolen by the Diana Q. Early smite comes in from Iridescent, and just a hero play from the side. Is this has to be Kled dismounted. Ultimate is up for FaZe, but doesn't look to use it there. Oh, but Mocha Mexican found out by Iridescent.
Yeah, Dragon Steel's actually huge for this team.
Yeah, that's really big. Oh, and they just both walk in. Johnny Flesh, I don't know that he wanted that. Maybe thought they had the 2v2, but still so hard to win when you just walk right into the Galio taunt.
it's looking like a jungle gap. Mocha Mexican really trying to put the team on his back this game. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, and Mocha's just looking really, really good right now in this jungle matchup. You know, doesn't have really any winning lanes and just still putting on a clinic after getting double crabbed against and really just having such an unfortunate early start to his game. Really impressive out of him.
Oh man, that Sai is getting far ahead. Every minute that the clock goes on, it gets harder for the Nuggies here.
Yeah, this Victor just gonna scale up into a menace, and I mean, like we're saying, this comp, it wants to just go in, and it wants to go in fast. It's gonna be an explosion, it's gonna be a burst, but if that burst doesn't go through, then it's gonna be just as detrimental as it is helpful for the side of Dino Nuggies, because then the side of the boys are just gonna be able to clean up the rest of the fight. Just so much more DPS, so much more consistent damage, and mix from really everybody.
We'll see what happens. This Grave hasn't created the farm lead that I would like to have seen so far, but it's still not terrible. You know, you have the kill and the assist, but man, how is this Graves just not permanently in Diana's jungle?
Yeah, with how that started, I was expecting to see him farming a lot more of her camps than she was, and just Diana running around and looking for scraps. And with what Mocha Mexican's already shown us, not really a player I would be confident in leaving an opening to. Like we're saying, performing very well with multiple losing lanes, and if this Diana's able to have an impact, able to stay relevant in gold, then that's always a threat to your Xayah, always a threat to your Victor, and even late stages of the game will be able to do considerable damage to the Graves as well.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if anybody can stick. It's been a relatively low pace game at this point, making me think that Riven is going to have a tough time trying to frontline.
Yeah, this is probably tough as Iridescent Pora looking for the gank. Good flash out of Yokimoto. Will dodge out of the stun from FaZe. Yeah, and like you're saying, Sin, looking at this top lane matchup, now down 30, does choose to stay under the tower. FaZe Monster does take up 2 as the teleport does come through. Iridescent might have to back off here. The ultimate is in for the Kled. They could look to go. Oh, but it looks like they won't. Vladimir with the ultimate up. Oh, but the Victor is moving up, so probably just a good call to back up, reset off of this. TP's up for both laners. But with this Rift Herald, ooh, actually surprising to see Yokimoto base here. Venerable is just now going to be the culprit of a gank, but Yokimoto does burn the TP to get back. This Rift Herald will give place over to Iridescent. I don't believe anybody else was in range for the tower gold. Yeah, that all goes into Iridescent's pockets, but like you're saying, Sin, this game has looked like Graves to just absolutely dominate, and putting more gold into his pockets, good, but we're not seeing him do much with this lead.
Yeah, sad to see. And you saw Diana positioning for a gank angle on the other side, but how are you going to gank the Xayah Galio? Come on.
Right, yeah, and this, like we were saying a lot in the draft select, it's really tough for them to dive onto this lane with the Galio, with the Xayah. Just so much safety down here in this bot lane, and barring just burning absolutely everything to potentially get a flash out of the Galio, I just don't see it happening.
Not a chance. We'll see what happens though. Samira's not too far down. We'll see if they can scale up into some god team fight. We'll see. Man, that farm disadvantage is ugly though for the Samira.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at this now, as Yokimoto actually getting a good trade off to FaZe Monster. Looking a little bit more comfortable on this Kled pick as the game goes on, but definitely to your points, and seeing, oh, and he drops the ultimate. That is the stun going down. Does miss the Q, which means he can't go any further into that. Without the flash, I think the most that could have amounted to was probably another flash out of the Riven. She burns her ultimate as well, but Good to see Yokimoto with some signs of life as Mocha Mexican going in. Will drop the ulti onto the Victor. Victor flash, but I don't think it'll keep him alive. Galio goes in and will knock up Mocha Mexican. Not able to land that final hit, but finishes him off with the Galio passive. Venerable is trying to back out, and Black Wando will look to recede, or will he? That is a W going down for Vinarvel. Iridescent Poro looking to go in. Will the collateral damage be enough? Won't even look to use it, and bring me Thanos. Oh no, he is caught out. What an amazing wind wall out of Johnny Flesh, stopping the Blade Caller, and bring me Thanos sitting on the flash there. Just really tough, as we might see a re-engage here from Black Wando. Does flash in, gets the taunt off, and a great TP from FaZe Monster. It looks like they will clean this off. The second cast not finishing him off, but the red buff from Black Wando will be enough, and you gotta think that that means Dragon.
Oh, so disappointing. Really, really nice from the Nuggies. They're starting it off, but, you know, unfortunately, went off a little bit more than we could chew. We'll see if Samira can come back with her gold and make a difference. But man, that would have been a really nice swing for the Nuggies.
Yeah, bring me Thanos just getting caught out in the bot lane there. I really thought it was gonna spell disaster. Just another chance for Dino Nuggies to get back in the game, but a great roam by Black Wando. Iridescent Poro just immediately coming from the mid lane, running straight down into that bot lane for that play. The TP coming in out of FaZe Monster just to make sure those kills were secured, clean it up, and secure the Dragon for the team. Just really, really good for the side of the boys.
Yeah, I do want to see the boys win this game a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit biased just because of their past performances, but you know, still a winnable game from both sides. It's gonna be more entertaining, even though there's a bit of a gold lead for them.
Yeah, no, I think Dino Nuggies definitely will always have the threat of just being able to burst out the enemy team, as the stun will miss there. Going for a little bit of trading. Needs the Q to land to really win any trade with this Riven, and he does. Good trading on Yokimoto, and for how behind he is, this CS lead is honestly, it's shrinking, but at the same time, it's not by much. As Mocha Mexican going back in, get me out, no flash this time, means a solo kill for Mocha Mexican. Shout out Mr. Chris. I need to look into that, by the way, but thank you for that.
This guy does not want to lose.
Yeah, oh, FaZe Monster, good stun, and not able to get the bear trap down, and Iridescent in the area, but Mocha Mexican does find him out. No ultimate, did use it on that kill on Get Me Out, means they don't want this fight. Iridescent Poro, I must have missed it, used the collateral damage there as for escape. That might have been mid-E or mid-grid. Not sure what happened there. But
I want to see more fighting. Every time I see this Diana ult up, I'm looking at mid lane.
Yeah, this mid lane looking pretty spicy. Definitely good on Diana for going and punishing Get Me Out while this flash is on cooldown. Definitely going to see a stopwatch come in from him, because these is just another one of the angles that we're talking about, to where this team, like, once they go in, they're bringing the damage, as FaZe Monster might be getting caught out here. Good ult in from Yokimoto to lock up FaZe. FaZe not going to be able to find a kill, and that is a pickup for Vinarvel.
It doesn't look like 10-0 to me, my friend.
0-2-2 start on this Riven right now, looking to convert that into a Rift Herald. Yokimoto a little low here, but it doesn't look like they'll move up to contest. Grave just looking to move down. Would be nice to see him invade the Diana, but looks like he's just going to go secure that scuttle and path back into his own bot jungle side, or might look for a gank here. No ward in this tri-brush. Oh, there is a ward, actually. Just about to time out, so we will be sitting on that. But, you know, unfortunately, some wasted time, while on the other side of the map, Diana's just taking his Raptors, moving up, going to take his Krugs. This Diana has been behind all game, but you wouldn't be able to tell from the CS lead, as we do see a fight going on in the bot lane. That is the Leona ulti going down. Will lock him up, but will not finish out the kill. Galio going back in. Does not have the taunt anymore as the top lane does go down. There's fighting going on all over the map as that will be a pickup in the top side for Mocha Mexican onto FaZe Monster. 0-3-2 on this Riven right now. And Johnny Flesh did fall in the bot lane. Just action all over the map. It's... this is what you wanted, Sin. You said it, and we can't even keep up with everything going on.
You have to wonder how useful this Riven's gonna end up being, man. I still, I mean, this goes back to what we were talking about with the tank picks. Like, why are we picking Riven, man? Just pick a tank.
Yeah, and that's a second charge. That will be the inhib tower going down in the top lane. That is gonna be another charge going off on the inhib itself. Is Yokimoto looking to make a play on Iridescent? No bear trap locked up for him, so that means he won't be able to follow him over a wall. And Iridescent Poro just, you know, it's really insane. 204 on this Graves, 134 CS, doing well for himself, but just not doing as much as this Diana, unfortunately, outside of some of these bot lane plays. Oh, as an engage will go in, that will be the stun onto the Yokimoto. Yokimoto should be able to just walk this out. So tanky, and that is the Riven ultimate down. It looks like Vin Arvel did use his ultimate as well. So 2 big ultimates down for this upcoming fight.
Yeah, this should be a swing part of the game right here. Hopefully we get to see an engage, but it looks like it's just going to be given over for some reason.
Yeah, Mocha Mexican on his own page. Team not there. Does mean he will have to burn the flash to avoid the Galio taunt.
Yeah, sad to see. Would have liked to see an engage there from the Diana, but maybe we'll see some more action soon.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going right back in. Leona knocked up and will drop the ultimate, but it will just be a little bit short. Galio's about to knock up a bunch of people, but is it not enough? The damage has already gone down. The Graves, the Zaya, the Galio, everyone's falling, and there goes FaZe Monster, but the Victor looking to turn it. Will drop the Chaos Storm. Chaos Storm won't be able to pick up Johnny Flesh on the backside of that. Yokimoto looking to do a little bit more, but will not be able to pick anything up. Get me out, finding a kill on the backside, makes it a 4-for-1, but that cuts the gold lead just down to 1.3k.
Yeah, this game is looking pretty tough for the boys at the moment. The Diana's looking a little bit strong.
Yeah, this Diana looking so powerful in these team fights. They burn the flash, but immediately gets back in there, blows it up. Zaya, interesting enough, did not ulti that last fight. Still has ultimate up, still has flash up, and excuse me if the flash just had come up during or post that team fight, but 2 really big uses for what's keeping the Zaya safe, what's making the Zaya a good pick in this comp, and if you're not using that, then that could spell trouble for the side of the boys.
You know, Penguin in chat here is talking about Victor not using ult early enough. Victor wasn't even standing in the right spot to use ult. He was on the completely other side of the fight. I mean, he really didn't have a chance. His positioning was so poor.
Yeah, and just not on the same page. Probably looking like they should have just maybe dragoned and then got out. Might try to catch out Mocha here. Did have numbers on the top side, but it looks like they won't pressure with bringing 5 people up to the top lane. Definitely a window I feel like they could have looked for, but it does mean Yokimoto will just be able to siege away at this bottom tower.
Not sure what the Riven player is doing here. You know, lane assignments might be a little bit fuzzy. Kled obviously just right-clicking the towers, having a grand old time. We see the tower fall.
Yeah, that's tough because now on the side of the boys, the gold lead is down to 200 gold. This at one point they were up almost 5k gold, and just early plays, just being able to utilize Rift Herald well and their farming leads. But now it's gotten to the point to where these leads that had just ballooned to insane numbers at the beginning of the game don't matter. The Kled's still at this 38 CS deficit, but caught up in items. the Samira still at a CS deficit, quite a large one at that, almost 70 CS, but no longer at a deficit, as we do see a big engage coming in from Mocha Mexican. Bring Me Thanos does use the ulti, not bringing the Blade Caller through the Diana, but Diana just gets blown up on the backside by the Graves. They will continue to follow. Ultimate misses out on the Vladimir as he's in his pool, but they do pick up Johnny Flash on the end of that, and the Victor killing Vin Arvel on the backside. The team's moving forward. It looks like the call here is Baron.
Oh, the big swing back. That's sad to see. You know, you don't use your abilities and coordination one time. This is what happens.
Yeah, and this team, they have so much burst potential, so much ability to really get in here and just absolutely destroy it. If they all go in at the same time. On that time, Mocha Mexican went in, tried to make the play by themselves. UBU caught out on the backside. Might just be able to blast plan over. Doesn't make it over to the Krug side. Oh, man. Iridescent Poro with the Gale Force trying to get the kill, but Get Me Out says, no, that's my solo kill.
Oh, this game is looking a little bit tough for the Nuggies now. We might have a Bois victory here. We'll see if they can pull it together and have one of those team fights off the back of the Diana again, but... oof, outside of that, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, now, see, I mean, we were just at 300 gold. We're back up to just under a 4K gold lead. That's sitting at that 3.8 mark, 3.6. But, I mean, it just shows how fast these games could swing as Black Wando might be caught out here. Galio, you're on the wrong side of the river. Bring Me Thanos looking to move in. We'll just be able to use that charge to get out of harm's way. Really interesting that they just split that. I believe... oh, they did get it. I thought the red buff might have picked that up for Mocha Mexican. But with these Cloud Drakes spawning, I mean, not the strongest dragon in the game. Usually you're wanting something else, especially if you're using these as a win condition. I suppose you're getting the cooldown out for your Xayah, which is really useful as they are going to be caught on the gravity field into the taunt, and they just might go down. Oh, man, Chaos Storm not even needed to be used to follow the rest of the team as they pick up those 2 quick kills off of UBU and Mocha Mexican. And Mocha Mexican, for all the praise we've been giving him, we might have just cast or cursed him, Sin.
Oh, it's looking like it. He's just getting caught out over and over again now. And, I mean, when you have a character that has that much gold, you really have to have them perform to win.
Oh, yeah, and just, I mean, Vladimir already chunked out to 50%, and with this Baron buff, they're looking to go down the Kled ultimate, but your team's not there. You have, oh, but actually the follow-up might be enough, and Vin Arvel just pushed out. Johnny Flesh cannot do enough, and actually, Vin Arvel does pick up a kill on Bring Me Thanos, but then Yokimoto just goes down. You're not waiting for your Diana to be up. That's all of your damage. That looks so much better if Mocha Mexican is able to charge in behind your team and then just jump on the rest of the carries. You get Bring Me Thanos, but the trade's not worth it. They get Inhibitor Tower off of that.
Yeah, sad to see. You know, maybe a little bit more patience next time for the engage. I mean, we saw the Wombo before. It can definitely happen. It's not hard to pull off. We'll see if they can reach it one more time. I think they probably have one more chance before this game's over.
Yeah, and I mean, TP into this top lane. How does he not just die here? Vin Arvel, you might have overstayed your welcome. Does not go into the pool to get away from this. Still has it up, trying to run away with the phase rush. Look at how fast he is. That rune is broken. Leona ultimate does land onto Black Wando. Black Wando will fall as Iridescent Poro has to use the ultimate just to escape. But it looks like Mocha Mexican actually able to pick that up on the backside, and Phase Monsters running for the hills as they are just swept away in the top lane.
Walking way too far forward. What was that? You guys just won. Just take the dub and walk away, no?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Vinarville had overstepped there with that teleport, uses the phase rush to get himself out of harm's way. They get the tower, but then get caught with their hand way too far into the cookie jar.
You know, like we said, they have another chance. We'll see what they can pull it off.
I mean,
Soul coming up in a few minutes here. I mean, maybe we see a fight around then. Maybe we see a nice little flank from Diana. She has the flash available. She'll have the ult available.
And now at this point, we're finally seeing the boys use their gold lead and push into the enemy jungle. They're now taking away camps, but you look at the score, I mean, that's a 23 CS lead when they've had the gold advantage since minute 5 as, FaZe Monster looking for a trade. Yokimoto will just walk out of that, but just to touch up on that, this Diana shouldn't be in the game. It's been entirely because they've been misplaying just their early game priorities, and it takes 27 minutes in for them to realize, hey, we have the gold lead. Hey, we can drop this vision. We can move up into their jungle. And, you know, this is definitely something I hope to see teams improve on over the course of the season. Because even right now, with all of this lead that they have, with the priority they have, is Yokimoto will get caught out here. Does use the ultimate. Won't be able to get away. Get me out there. Drops the gravity field. You're not going anywhere, buddy. FaZe Monster tries to pick it up off the backside. But Gale Force OP as Iridescent Poro picks up his 4th kill of the game.
I mean, what's he doing over there? He's so far out for no reason.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is just overconfident in his ult to try to escape. But, I mean, you even saw it there. Has to use the ult forward through the enemy team's jungle just to try to get away. You know, he's still living in the land of 6 minutes ago when they were catching up in farm. As FaZe Monster looking to go in. Mocha Mexican does have his ultimate here. Might be able to fight this one out, and does, but here comes the Galio. Mocha Mexican pops the stopwatch, but the cavalry is here as Mocha Mexican does have to flash over the wall. Riven flashes right back after him. It does not flash, but is able to follow that up with just the Q follow as they pick up another kill onto Mocha, and Mocha just not realizing that, yeah, these guys finally understand that both sides of the jungle are actually theirs. As Vinny might move in, does take away the red from FaZe Monster. Exactly what we like to see out of our players.
It's just more of the same, man. I mean, just too far out in the side lane. I mean, look, once again.
Yeah, just really tough here is it will cost Get Me Out his flash, but able to survive there. Drops the ult. Does chunk them down quite a bit, but this is Soul Point. This is uncontested. Soul Point, you're looking for a pick on Victor while they're picking up this 3rd Cloud Drake. This Xayah cooldown has to be so short now at this time, and it's, I mean, a minute and a half on the Xayah cooldown. You would like to see it shorter, but I mean, once it hits level 16, that'll drop. But having your big disengage for any time they're going in, as Iridescent Poro getting a great trade-off on Vinarvel.
The danger for the Nuggies here is them losing this inhibitor, right? But conversely, they also want everyone to group up so they can get the big wombo. So we'll see which side of the coin we get, but man, it's looking grim.
Yeah, Baron buff now live. So we take a second as we've... Oh, excuse me. I was about to say as we enter a slow game save, but FaZe Monster is able to just get out. Might get caught here at the Gromp, as actually the Diana will move and just try to split that farm with the with the Vlad. Is able to get in there, take away that Gromp, but now the play has to be this Baron. Get Me Out does have teleport if the call is to get on it immediately, but oh, it looks like he will TP to that mid tower. Able to finish up the Lich Bane, able to get that Banshee's Veil done for himself as well as the Morella Nomicon, as Dino Nuggies aren't even in position to contest this Baron. It's just getting burned down, Sin.
No, they can't. They have absolutely no option. I mean, they're just shoved inside of their base. Look at the vision control they have. It's absolutely doomed. You know, Cloud Soul super underrated. The passive MS on those 3 Drakes that you get is so much. I mean, it's going to be really hard to catch anybody out in one ult.
Yeah, and I mean, the boys are just in full control of this game. Definitely had some hiccups, but now sitting at almost a 7.5K gold lead and just marching down the mid lane.
I think this might be curtains.
Yeah, let's see, because on the side of Dino Nuggies, they have this wombo. Oh, it looks like they actually won't push in, but they are grouped. This is what you drafted this comp to do. When they're grouped, just run at them. Let's all hit R and see what happens.
We have all of them up.
So I think it really comes down to Yokimoto. When is he going to pull the triggers? Bring me Thanos. Taking about 70, 75% health here. Doesn't look like anyone's really ready to pull the trigger here. They're just getting chucked out by this Victor. Yokimoto's got to ult sooner. This tower is just going to go down for nothing. There's no R being used. UBU finally says, screw it, I'll go myself. Yokimoto going in now that nobody's there. And while the rest of the backline is on Phase Monster, Yokimoto survives, but only temporarily. The Samira falls. The Leona falls. Bring me Thanos ults to safety and picks up Mocha on the back line. And just indecisiveness, too much watching is going to cost Dino Nuggies the game as they move to siege on Quadra-kill coming in for Iridescent Poro. And that will be the Nexus as the boys go 1-0 in their first game in the ULS.
Love to see him bringing it back for their game 1 victory. Really, really happy to say, like we were talking about before. Sad to see that the Nuggies couldn't pull together a team fight that they were looking for.
Yeah, that was absolute tragedy for the side of the Nuggies, because with how their comp looks, we never got to see the Wombos, and we were hyping it up. Hey, this is your win condition. This is how you guys bring the fire on this team, and it just never happened. I mean, UBU had to take matters into their own hands and try to flash in, try to get the stun, drop the ulti on top of somebody, but your level 13 support is flashing into level 18 Victor, level 15 Zaya, level 16 Graves. Like, she's not, it doesn't matter how well your Leona plays it, she's gonna get blown up in that situation.
That 4-man clump from the boys is looking really nice. Obviously, Riven was a complete non-factor this entire game, but man, that 4-man clump is really hard to penetrate, apparently.
Yeah, they played that really well, and I mean, it's so unfortunate, Sin, because I wanted so bad to see this Wombo. I wanted to see what you drafted this comp for, and we just never got to actually see it. We saw the Diana doing great things on their own. We saw how great Kled ulti could have been used, but you know, just in these really awkward positions, and just didn't get to see all of it come together, see that team fight, see that turn. They did make a push in the mid game to work their way back into this game and close a gold lead that was already out to 5,000 to 300, and just from there, unfortunately, just pick after pick, and it just slipped away from their hands.
Yep, I mean, we saw it happen live. I mean, really sad to see, but you know, maybe they learn from their mistakes. They come back next time. Now, rounding out the day here, I wanted to talk about, who do you think is the most impressive player today for you?